today, but looking at what is up for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we hear from the Nigerian Football Federation, coming from the Secretary General, talking about Sanusi over there. We're hearing right now that they are likely to play 2 top friendlies here against Italy or Germany. Now, looking at the fact that they had played the last friendly in October, and of course, the guys were impressive. You could see from the Genotro side that they were good to go. Now, looking at this right now, we get to face Italy or Germany.
I think it's a good one from the NFF, trying to see that the Super Eagles of Nigeria played top grade A friendlies. You could remember last time out to play Brazil in Singapore, after that a 1-1 draw, before we eventually played 2 back-to-back encounters in the Nations Cup, and of course we're able to bag 6 points. So I think it's a good one. Playing top preposition keeps Nigeria abreast with the fact that we've got players that are actually plays in majority of these top leagues. And then again, coming to play these countries will also show that we've got player for player, strength for strength, and we're able to see how we fare against these top teams.
Okay, now you just brought my attention to the kind of players we have right now, with the kind of players we've got, with the fact that they had played these friendlies before even the AFCON qualifiers, and we could see how they even turned out for that. Do you think Genotro needs to invite any other player for this friendly coming up?
I think right now a lot of players are doing immensely well from the crop of players.
Let's hear you reel the name out.
Well, for me, there are a lot of players. Really, there are a lot of players, and I think it all boils down to if Genotro wants these people to come
or not.
There are likes of, there's a certain guy, I've forgotten the name at the moment, playing in the Dutch. Yes, they actually said he wants to switch Alliance to Nigeria. These are players, but we begin to wonder his position. Where you have likes of Victor Osimhen, Paul Onachu, scored over the course of the weekend, and a couple of other players. So it all depends on the friendly and of course the nature of.
Did you mention there's another for Super Eagles?
No, I'm just saying in terms of the form. He scored over the weekend.
Talking about Onachu, he scored over the weekend. Maybe he's not given enough chance to the Super Eagles.
So I think if a player scores and shows intentions to play for Nigeria, that is, if he wants to switch alliance, why not?
No, for this, I definitely have no problem with that. Is there a scorer in the Dutch league? That alone, Dutch league. If you take out the top 5 leagues, probably count 2, 3. You add the Dutch league to it. Remember, a team from the Dutch league got to the semi-final of Champions. So I have no problem. I think myself and Onya have even discussed of the possibility of playing a 4-4-2 or 3-5-2.
That's introducing
bringing in Dessers into the sport. But I think with the players we have and our style of play, Onachu will likely not thrive in the Super Eagles. Why? Because his advantage is his height. He's good with the ball.
Genotro plays to his weakness, and that's one big issue over here.
I think for me, Genotro so far so good. Since his inception as national team coach, he at least takes a top player to a major tournament. Remember the World Cup? Simo went from Korotoni back.
But I remember also the World Cup. A certain Brian who went over to the World Cup too.
But I think, looking at it holistically, I think for Genotro right now, like people will always say, and of course pundits are like that, is enjoying the very beautiful frame of Nigerian players spread across board all over the world. So I think right now he's got everything all cut out for him. Just remember of recent we had Maduka Okoye joining the fray from the goalkeeping department. A couple of other players too, but we get to see all of these players will be infused for good. If
we had a good goalkeeping system, do you think Maduka Okoye would have been given a chance?
Even with a bad goalkeeping system, Maduka Okoye should not be keeping for the Super Eagles.
Because
he's on the bench in the 4th division.
So I think it's like they say, we don't have institutions, and when institutions are not good, you have to look elsewhere. And that's why if you look at the fact that Nigeria has done so well in under 17 level, but of course look at the core of players like the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You bring the Joe Aribo, who switch alliance with brother Alex Iwobi, and a couple of other players.
Let me quote in here. With the fact that Joe Aribo had scored, is that the reason why he earned that spot over there? Or do you think if he hadn't even scored in this first game, do you think he would have been given a second chance?
The only way he got the second call up was because he scored. I remember Genotro saying after the game that he didn't have the mind of bringing in the players for the next friend. That was against Brazil. But Aribo surprised him and he had to bring him back.
He's been working.
Yeah, Aribo has been playing well. He's been impressive. Gerard has been watching lyrical about him. But like many of us say, what is the motive behind inviting players? Is it just to add up numbers? You can do what the Brazil national.
But you know we had that vacuum over there, the number 10 sport.
Yeah.
They'll be looking for who is going to replace
From what you can see, Aribo is not even playing the number 10 for us. He pairs the midfield.
Thank you.
That's where my worry. When Didi and Etebo are both fit to play, how would you do? Would you push one of them
and
forward?
Etebo is one player that plays deep.
I'll be shocked if Etebo gets to sit in that spot. I've told a few friends, I think the battle will be maybe between every other guy on the left side with Iwobi, because if everyone is fit and available, I don't think either Etebo and Didi will sit. And from what we can see now, Aribo is now the love of both fans and the coach. So I think Aribo will get to play. So the battle will maybe be, and Aribo is someone that can run front and back for 90 minutes.
Yes.
Same with Etebo. And you just have to sit back and shield the defense and probably start the attack for the guys. So I think the battle will be maybe between Aribo and Iwobi behind the striker. Or Iwobi, and Iwobi's strength looks more better from the left side. If you check Everton's last few games now, since even Duncan took charge, he plays better coming from the left. At Arsenal, most of his time at Arsenal, he played from the left. Well, for Super Eagles, we decided to play him as number 10. So I think the battle will be, it's good having battles going forward. At least we know Osimhen, except something else happens. Osimhen is our first choice up front. But from the guys on the side, we have Moses Simon, we have Chukwueze, we have Meg Musa, we have now possibly Iwobi. So it is good that the guys, they will have to do better from doing. But I think our midfield three going forward should be at least in the table and maybe Joe Aribo.
Okay, now looking at the opponents we get to face over here, we have Italy, we have Germany. Looking at those two opponents, do you think they are good tests for the Super Eagles?
Fantastic test, I must say. But of course, I want to go for the Dutch national team, not the German national team, because to be a very true test.
But with the German national team, it's not the German national team we're used to.
That is why I said so, because it will be a good time to test our strengths. Because if they are not the German team we used to know, let's see how we fare. Now they're not doing very well.
But another thing is, I think for at the last phase of qualifiers, Germany, they stepped up a bit. Since the World Cup, I think until this qualifier started, Germany were a team that almost anybody can walk past.
Even in the Europe,
even in the nations, don't forget, I think they got relegated in the UEFA Nations team. But I think the qualifiers, they stepped up a bit. But let's see what happens. That's even if the friendlies work, because for Nigeria, I know March is the FIFA window, and we would have qualifiers to play. I think they are done with their qualifiers for Euro, so they should be playing friendlies. I'm not sure they would have started the qualifiers for World Cup or Nations League. So maybe they might be free. But the question is, will Nigeria be free in that transfer window?
Oh, we'll get to answer those questions when the FIFA window opens, and of course we get to see these friendlies for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Not forgetting, so over here at the Nigerian Professional Football League, we have fixtures for the day where we get to see all matches go down today, and of course all the sides gearing up for today's match, looking at the fact that they have a stake at hand. Looking at the fixtures for the NPFL.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful one, I must say. A couple of teams done too well for themselves last time out. Last time out, we saw barrage of goals. That's the game between Plateau United, 5-1. It ended, and of course, begin to wonder. You've seen goals. There were two away wins as well last time out on Sunday, and notably after some of the games, we had Aqua United parting ways with their coach John Obu, and of course we had a certain player in the Frike Kong who was also suspended because I think he felt bad. He was actually substituted. So going towards today's game, you expect that majority of the home teams want to grab the maximum points. But it's just also good that so far so good. We've not had issues as regards officiating, which is something we really need to talk about.
Or even the violence that comes with the fans and all that.
Absolutely, especially when you get to see a win-wins and yet no violent outrage as regards what we used to have in the past.
So in terms of violence, there was a report that was probably pushed under the dust in I think Rivers of Port Harcourt, one of the games that a journalist was hit. But one of the problems I have is even those that are there that get involved, they probably keep quiet. And if you are keeping quiet and I ask questions, what is written in the referee's final report, especially the match commissioner, what do you have, like the one I kept saying, they didn't tell me, I witnessed it myself, the one at Testing Balogun NFF versus Warri Wolves. Nothing was said about it till today. But to agree with what you said, it's been interesting that we've seen positive results so far. I think it's just one weekend that there was no away victory in all the first 8 rounds. It's good now that we are getting to see away. Last weekend we had two away victories in the NPF, which is rare. We are seeing goals in the last 3 weeks. There has been brace 2 weeks ago, hat-tricks. So it's interesting. It's better that the field of play, they are doing their business there. All we just hope and wish for is the administrative part will work very well. Well, I saw Ashanti Kotoko, they are starting their league, and I saw a banner, welcome to the new season, one of the players there. It's one
we don't have the luxury of such a reception. And
football is business. Until we understand that in Nigeria, when the Super Eagles, which is the biggest brand, is playing and you throw the gates open, if I can watch the Super Eagles for free, why would I want to watch Aqua United for free at the same stadium? Kwara United appointed, well, some say she has finished serving, some say she's still serving, but at least a 26-year-old
as the
commissioner sports, and the first thing they did was to throw the gate open. In your first NPFL game in God knows how long. Believe me, they had collected gate fees, so persons would want to watch games, but we need to know that business is business. Tottenham Hotspur build a stadium with £1 billion, and believe me, they will get their money back. But if
and double of it,
if you build a stadium with £1 billion in Nigeria,
I think we need to take the social construct into for the fact that if you take the stats as regards the number of teams in the NPFL, about 18 to 17 are being government owned. So it all depends on the political will to actually get something of this team, or it should just be, let me sponsor this team.
That's why many people have said,
to the team.
Government, if possible, government should hands off sport. But I tell people saying private sector should come in, you need to sell to them. You need to sell what a private person needs to what we want the environment there. What do I tend to get? Nobody will sponsor anything.
Because the thing is, if the private sector actually comes in, they will have to bring their own system. And if you bring the system to a place where people,
and there is an umbrella body you need to work under.
So it's there are so many bottlenecks, but we get to see all of this unfold.
Of course, we get to see how this unfolds for the Nigeria Professional Football League, the NPFL 2019-2020 season. Moving away from that, of course, let's talk about League One football over there, where we have Monaco going against Lille, but it was not a good one for Osimhen. A good one for the side, Lille, but not a good one for Osimhen. After having a wonderful goal over there, he got dizzy and again was taken up from the field of play. But right now, reports coming in that he's fine, he's okay, and good to go.
I think it's a good one, really. I think Osimhen is been on the most consistent Nigerian forward right now in Europe. And of course, I think he puts so much into his game, and that's why he gets yellow card, and of course what happened yesterday also. But it's a good one, and that's about his 9th goal for Lille. I've predicted that eventually after the end of the season, he might surely become Lille's top goal scorer in all competitions.
And he's winning the player of the month back-to-back.
He has gotten double figures for Lille. So yesterday's game was the French Cup, but he has 9 goals in the league already. Then adding yesterday, then I think he got 2 goals in the Champions League. Definitely he has double figures. And I saw a story about him being the most important player for Lille, that the coach had to rest him against Chelsea. Why? He said they have important matches to come. It shows even the coach knows the quality. As like you rightly said, is Nigeria's most consistent forward. Except you have to bring in Desas, who is the top goal. But for now, since we've not had him, Osimhen definitely is the reason nobody's missing Igalo. It's the reason many persons are saying, why does Igalo need to come back? We have a young guy who is going in for goal.
But look at the fact that the coach Gautier said that he's fine, he's okay, and he's good to go. He just had to be in Monaco hospital, and they've brought reports that he's better right now.
I think he's the golden boy right now, and of course, if you go via their Twitter handle, almost every week there's always a content Osimhen. So it shows you the golden boy, and of course, consistency, like say.